Opa, fala. Tudo tranquilo? Roma, mais um vídeo de Gridfall. Vamos continuar. A Dona parou. Fizemos a primeira parte da missão, ó. A gente informou o intendente lá e ele pediu para descobrir uma maneira de mover a tal da carga de uma forma meio clandestina. Então vamos correr atrás, vamos falar lá com o capitão do barco, na verdade. Vou pegar aqui algumas coisinhas do caminho. Ó, tem um rapaz aqui morto. Muito bom, muito bom. Rapaz morto no meio do caminho com a armadura. O que é isso aqui? É um aviso. Vamos atrás do cara do barco. A gente ainda não falou com ele, né? É o Vasco, é o Vasco. É o Vasco, olha lá. Vamos lá falar com ele.
Lively there, lads and lasses! I promised the merchants and their prince we'd be off before the tide. You, man, carry that properly. That porcelain is worth more than your life. There are some children we'd been best to refuse.
Captain Vasco.
And you are?
I'm de Sardet, the prince's niece. If all is in order, we will soon be embarking on your boat.
It's a ship, not a boat.
Apologies.
Apologies for my asking, but the young governor isn't with you.
He didn't come home this morning. I need to find him before departure.
I hope nothing's happened to him or he hasn't changed his mind. The tide does not wait.
Perhaps he simply celebrated his imminent departure with a little too much enthusiasm. Is everything ready?
We're short a crew member. The cabin boy is missing. But have no fear, we will leave without him if he does not present himself before the tide.
Is he an important member of the crew?
We don't need him for sailing or navigation. He's only a cabin boy.
He must have simply had a bit too much to drink in celebrating his departure. Like another I know.
I doubt that. Jonas was never one to fancy drink. And it's been 2 days since last he was seen. No, I fear something bad has happened to him. Might I ask you, if you hear anything, could you report it to me? I would like to set sail with a clear mind.
When did you see your cabin boy for the last time?
It's been 2 days since I've had any news at all. It wasn't out of the ordinary until this morning. My men have free shore leave when we're at dock. But the day of departure, every able-bodied sailor must be present on the ship.
Does the boy know anyone in Serene?
Other than fellow Nords, you mean? I don't think so, but it's difficult to be sure.
This Jonas, does he have any close friends amongst the crew?
In tradition, we are all members of the same family. But yes, there would be Flavio and Laura.
Might I have a word with them?
As you wish. You'll find them over there, in port.
Ok, ele fala sobre o rapaz aí desaparecido, membro da tripulação. Nós vamos atrás dele, nós vamos atrás dele. Mas antes, a gente tem que perguntar sobre a carga, a mercadoria.
I have a favor to ask before we leave.
I'm all ears.
We would like to load some merchandise into your ship's hold.
Impossible. You're too late for that. All merchandise must be registered at the Port Authority, and the formalities are long. So, unless you're asking me to turn smuggler and hide contraband on my vessel.
I wouldn't go that far. We're only talking about a few crates, after all.
Well then, they'll have to wait. The next ship for New Serene leaves in a month.
Hellfire. If that shipment doesn't leave today, the commander will have my hide.
Captain, I understand your position, but isn't there some way we can get these crates on board?
I doubt it. Even if I wanted to help you, my quartermaster is a half-crazed bridge troll. He's gotten into his head that a gang of ruffians want to use my ship to pass contraband over to Tier 4D. He's placed guards where our cargo is being held before being loaded. All that is not in the warehouse, and noted on the manifest, will be left on the docks. Sorry, but your crates are gonna have to wait until the next ship sets sail.
Sorry, Kurt. At least we tried.
The commander is gonna have my head. I'm sure that's what he wanted in giving me this impossible task.
In that case, we're going to have to doctor the manifest ourselves. It must be at the Harbour Master's office. Be back soon, Captain.
Beleza, então a gente esbarrou na burocracia aí pra poder carregar a mercadoria lá pra dentro, ó. Adultério dos registros do navio na capitania dos portos. Afaste os guardas do armazém. Na real, tem algumas formas de afastar esses guardas, né? Eu não posso usar isso aqui. Eu preciso de um atributo chamado tolerância para poder equipar essa parada. Talvez o Kurt. Ele pode. E dá um ponto de gazua? Beleza, beleza, beleza. Gibão do soldado azul. Na bolsa, tem coisa na bolsa? Não, tem nada não. Fungo navio e o aviso. Bom, a gente tem que alterar lá o manifesto para poder incluir a mercadoria. E tem um objetivo de afastar os guardas. O lance é o seguinte, aqui tem a ver com as facções. No caso, essa facção são os náuticos. Eu posso pegar uma peça, um peitoral da facção e entrar de boa, que ninguém vai me encher o saco, no caso, né? Agora, se eu tentar forçar a minha entrada, vai rolar porrada. Então...
Let's take a look around the building. We might find a less conspicuous entrance.
O esquema é...
They might let us in, unless we just offered them a drink. These sailors rarely refuse one.
I see where this is headed. If we drop a little soporific in their glasses, the way will be clear. I'll just need to find the proper ingredients. But it's doable.
Isso aí, a gente pode entrar na porradaria, usar um sonífero ali, ou então arrumar uma armadura de náutico. Para poder fazer o sonífero, tem que ter habilidade. Cadê as missões? Prepare uma bebida batizada com soníferos. Tem várias formas, né? Vamos abrir o minimapa aqui. Aqui. Tem uma mesa ali de criação.
Captain, milady, we were given orders to wait here with the merchandise.
You're going to have to wait. We need to find a way to clear the access to the warehouse.
Isso, beleza. Aí a galera tá só esperando aqui. Tem que botar a mercadoria lá e alterar o manifesto. Tá? O bom é arrumar um uniforme ali. Pegar um desses marujos aí. E descer a porrada. Roubar a roupa dele. Criação. Precisa de ponto de talento para poder fazer as coisas. Por exemplo, aqui vai aparecer a bebida alterada. Ele precisa de uma garrafa e uma poção de sono. A poção de sono eu posso... Tem para fazer ali também, mas eu não tenho um nível de ciência suficiente para poder fazer esse negócio. Então não vai ser uma opção aqui, né? Eu coloquei meus pontos em outra coisa. Eu coloquei em... meu talento foi pra intuição. Seria esse talento aqui, a ciência. Tem algumas peças de armadura, alguns upgrades de armadura que eles entregam esses pontos aí, acredito eu. Mais pra frente eu esbarrei com algumas coisas, algumas peças de armadura sim, uns upgrades. Então vou deixar essa quest pausada por enquanto. Pensaram o que dá pra fazer. No caso essa daqui, né? E investigar o desaparecimento do novato lá. Ali no minimapa. Tem aqui... Conversar com os dois amigos, né? Conversar com os dois amigos. Do rapaz que desapareceu. Por aqui. Antigos armazéns. Ah, eu tô quase descendo o coco lá em um dos náuticos. Eu vou poder pegar a peça de armadura. Talvez dê pra comprar, né? Talvez dê pra comprar. Vamos ver onde é que tá a loja. Vamos dar a volta.
Have you seen anything?
Vamos ver aqui. Não, peitoral. Só peitoral já basta. E esse aqui dá pra comprar. Esse aqui gola de imediato. Quanto é que custa? 258 e eu tenho 35 moedas. Tá ali a bandeirinha da facção. É muito, hein? Vamos vender tudo. Ah. Nem se eu vender tudo vai dar, então vamos juntar dinheiro. 250, né? 250 a gente compra o peitoral. Vamos só ver novamente. Gola de imediato, isso. Capote de gola de imediato. Dos náuticos, 258. Beleza, então vamos fazer isso mesmo. Vamos prosseguir com outras missões. No desaparecimento do rapaz. E a gente vai juntar essa grana. Quando tiver, volta, compra o capote. Aí vai ficar mais tranquilo, velho. De fazer a missão, vai ficar mais tranquilo. A gente vai botar o pé lá, os caras vão querer... Os caras vão arrumar confusão, não vai ter jeito.
Good day. Someone told me that you were a friend of Jonas, the young cabin boy who was gone missing.
That's right, yeah. Are you looking for him?
Yes. Your captain asked me to go and find him.
Happy to hear he's taken the disappearance seriously. What can I do for you?
What do you think about Captain Vasco?
He's a damn good navigator, and an excellent leader of men. He knows his craft well, in spite of being so young.
How old is he?
He's not seen his 25th year yet. If he keeps it up, he'll be an admiral one day.
When did you last see him?
2 days ago, in the evening. We went to have a drink in the tavern. Jonas, Lauro, and myself.
Did anything seem out of the ordinary? Was he troubled?
Maybe a tad troubled. Like he was somewhere else.
Why would that be? Give me your best guess.
Boy, I haven't the faintest idea.
What does Jonas do in his free time, when you're on land?
He just hangs around here or there. You know the cabin boys don't have half a sailor's wages. And when evening comes, we usually go down the tavern with good old Lauro.
Did he ever have one too many?
Never. He sips his pint like it was bad medicine. One drink lasts him the whole night.
Does he know anyone in Serene?
No one, far as I know.
Do you think he could have made himself any enemies?
I wouldn't think that for a moment. Jonas has a good heart and he steers clear of trouble and troublemakers.
I don't know where to start with this. Do you have any idea?
No. Lauro won't stop telling anyone who will lend him an ear that the boy was carried off by thugs.
And you don't believe him?
I like Lauro, don't get me wrong, he's like a brother. But to be honest, he drinks a little more than he should. The itch for a drink gets us all, but to him more than others, and when you drink too much, the imagination wanders. Here, yesterday, it was me who tied one over, and I thought I heard Jonas's voice by the canal. I called back to him, as you guessed, but then nothing. Drink. It blurs the senses.
I need to be going. Farewell.
Beleza, não deu assim muita... né? Só uma pista pra falar com o tal do Lauro, que é o outro amigo. Parece que ele viu o camarada sendo levado aí por bandidos. Aqui.
Good day, sailor. I've been told that you know the missing cabin boy well. Is that right?
You talking about Jonas? You bet your stars I know him. But like I've been crying to the 9 death winds, he didn't go missing, he was taken.
Were you a witness to the event?
Yes, I was. Even though I'd had a few tumblers in the belly, I hadn't yet lost my head. The other day, in the tavern, I saw him talking to a well-dressed man, surrounded by some other sly ruffians. And then when we left, him and I, Flavia left a little earlier, you understand. Well, those brutes were there, waiting for him. They just up and took him like that. Grabbed his arms and poof. Gone. Vanished.
Why didn't you intervene?
I tried to, believe me. But my legs betrayed me. Wavering they were. And I fell into the gutter.
Did you report this to the captain?
Unfortunately not. I know all too well what weight my words carry. Even Flavia treated me like a drunken fool. And the captain? No, not telling him that. I still have some pride left, you get me?
Did Jonas seem troubled to you the night he disappeared?
Maybe. For sure he wasn't his usual self.
Do you know what was on his mind?
No. No idea.
Why would anyone want to snatch a mere cabin boy?
How would I know? Jonas is a gentle boy who keeps his head down. You think my story is nothing but mist too, don't you?
It's just that I can't imagine a gang of thugs hoping to get a ransom for a cabin boy. Did anyone else see the kidnapping?
There was still a small crowd in the tavern. But outside, I seem to recall that regular being there. We play cards with him from time to time. Kind of fellow who plays from morning to night time to be that skilled. But now and again he comes out. When nature calls, you know. I kind of remember his face being there.
Thank you, Lauro. I need to be going.
Strange story, this is.
Something isn't right here. I can feel it. We need to lift the veil on this.
Ok, já ficou um pouquinho melhor, né? Deu um pouquinho mais de detalhe. A gente vai precisar ir na taberna, interrogar as testemunhas lá na taberna. Lá no jogo. Temos aqui, assim, resina de pinheiro que serve para a ciência. Ingrediente, né? Então, na taverna, ver o minimapa. Isso, isso. É só seguir aqui reto. Então, o rapaz é um sujeito de boa. E levaram ele, né? Sequestraram o rapaz. Vamos entrar aqui. Mas nunca é. Tem sempre, né? Alguma coisa esse rapaz fez. Em Gridfall você geralmente pode completar missões de vários jeitos diferentes. Sim, astúcia, persuasão, intuição, corrupção, criação de itens. No caso, já deu pra perceber, né? Ameaças e combate também são opções quando o inimigo não estiverem receptivos aos seus talentos. No caso, quando tudo falhar, você desce a bordoada na cara. Ou já vai logo na bordoada, né?
Good day, Tavern Keeper.
Good day to you. What is your pleasure?
I am looking for a Naut. A young cabin boy who has been missing roll call for 2 days now.
A Naut, you say? That's not a lot to go on. There are quite a few that come to my tavern.
According to one of his fellows, he would have been taken right here.
A kidnapping? In my establishment? You surely jest. Or at least I hope you do. I would have noticed. That doesn't hold water.
Someone told me about one of your faithful clients. A big gambler, it would seem.
I see. An able-bodied man. Passes his time lightening the pouches of sailors coming through.
Where might I find him at this time?
Here? He would never give away his chair at his table. Anything else?
I need to be off. Farewell.
Goodbye.
O rapaz tá ali, ó. Vamos falar com ele, que é o cara... O apostador.
Who are you?
I don't recognize you. Am I in your debt?
No, have no fear about that. It's for a different reason that I'm here. I'm looking for a Nord that disappeared 2 days ago, after visiting this establishment. A young cabin boy. 2 members of his crew accompanied him.
Yes, that does ring a bell. I've played with the 3 of them.
What can you tell me about the boy? How was he that night?
He seemed rather nervous, as if he was worried about something. Didn't feel like playing, that I remember. And he must have been right to be nervous, if he's disappeared.
Tell me what happened that evening.
A rich merchant came in, with a band of strong arms. The kind of men you can round up for a few coins, if you catch my drift. They exchanged words with the cabin boy. The kid was defensive, not sitting pretty. And then they finally left.
And after that?
It just so happens that I did go out for a breather. I needed some fresh air. And I think I might well have seen those same men grab him. But that was none of my business. I wouldn't have thought that they were kidnapping him if that's what it was. They weren't particularly rough with him.
Who was the rich merchant, do you think? A jilted lover? A moneylender?
No, my lady, you're in luck. It so happens that I know the man. It was Sir Fontaine, that merchant.
Where can I find him?
He has a house in the wealthy boroughs, just off the canal. A stone's throw from the Thélème embassy.
Thank you. You've been immensely helpful.
This man is completely owned by his love for the game. Do you think we can trust him?
What would he gain from lying?
I have no idea. But what would any wealthy merchant gain from holding a penniless child?
Então, a gente já sabe quem foi que sequestrou o moleque. Essa foi fácil, né? Tranquilo. Vamos lá falar com o rapaz. Ele tá lá em cima, na parte rica da cidade. Vamos abrir um minimapa aqui para poder saber exatamente. É só passar por aqui e virar para a direita. Baúzinho ali, ó. Gibão bordado, não é de nenhuma facção ali. Podia vir, né? Dos náuticos ali. A gente precisava comprar. Tem um ferreiro? Não, isso aqui não é ferreiro. Não, aqui não tem ferreiro não. Ferreiro é só na próxima cidade. Tá aqui.
Might I help you, my lady?
I would like to have a word with Sir Fontaine.
He is absent, but the lady of the house could certainly receive you. Enter, please.
Vamos subir então.
Oh, I know you. I've seen you at court. You are Lady de Sade. And to what do I owe the honor of your visit, Excellency?
I would like to have a word with your husband.
He is not here, but perhaps I could be of help.
It concerns a delicate matter. We are looking for a missing cabin boy. According to witnesses, he had an argument with your husband before being taken.
I see. I am afraid that you have been misled. You seem to have come to the wrong conclusion. The cabin boy you speak of was not taken. He has simply returned home.
Excuse me, but I'm not sure I understand.
Don't you see, Your Excellency? We got our son back.
I am very surprised. Several witnesses confirmed that your son had a fight with your husband, and that his men escorted him from the tavern using force. If he had joined your husband willingly...
Witnesses? In a tavern? And you choose to believe these drunkards over a respectable family?
These witnesses are all in agreement, and it is their testimonies that have led me to your doorstep.
My son was probably shocked to have found us. My husband and the other men might have simply had to carry him. A gesture that your drunkards must have misunderstood.
What was your son doing on a Naut ship? Why would they have taken him?
It is what they do. Through pacts and contracts, they steal away young children from their mothers.
What are you talking about?
I would have thought that a legate would know these things. But it is true that you are young and inexperienced. It seems that you have been protected from the turpitudes of our own nation and their terrible allies. This horrible, constant ransoming that they put us through. But I will not say another word. You will have no trouble verifying the details now that you know what to look for.
Where might I find your son now?
I cannot say, Excellency. You must understand why. Until the Nauts have set sail, we live in fear they will take him back from us.
This pact. It sounds like some fear-inducing story.
The Nauts wouldn't be the first to recruit through dubious means.
Na real, é a forma em que essa facção recruta, é isso aí, fazendo acordo, né, e contrato com as pessoas, aí pega o filho para poder servir nos navios e tal, né. Vamos ver aqui onde é que tá. Lá embaixo, isso. Ah, sim. Aí a gente fala com o Capitão Vasco, que é justamente, ele vai confirmar isso aqui que eu tô falando. Todos eles, na verdade, são assim, são contratos e tal. Inclusive, esse rapaz aí, que a gente tá procurando agora, né? O Mercador Rico é o pai dele, que tá pegando ele de volta e tal. Só que o cara ficou rico com os privilégios do contrato que ele fez com os náuticos. Em troca da criança, no caso, né? Do menino. Aí se arrependeu, com certeza. E tá pegando o moleque de volta aqui na força, na brutalidade. Vamos falar com o Capitão Vasco, ele vai dar uma esclarecida. Aqui.
Madam, you still haven't found your cousin. As you well know, we cannot leave without him.
Have no fear. I will bring him back in time to make our scheduled departure. Is everything ready?
I'm still without news of my cabin boy, but we will have to do without.
I spoke with a woman who told me she was the mother of the cabin boy. She claims that her son was taken from her.
Taken? Her son is sea-gifted. His parents were required to give him up to honor the terms of a contract.
A contract? But what kind of contract are we speaking of?
A commercial contract. In exchange for services rendered by the Nauts, some families cede more than gold. In some cases, nations even trade some of their subjects before they're born. I wouldn't be able to tell you the condition of Jonas's contract. I didn't even know he was originally from Serene. But what I can tell you is the young man hasn't seen his parents since he was a small child. And ever since, he's been a Naut. Our ships are his home. We are his only family.
Be back soon, Captain.
You see anyone else who might be able to help us? Anyone who's not a Naut?
Sir de Corsilion is a veritable well of scientific knowledge. He could tell us a little more.
É isso que eu falei, né? Tipo, as pessoas fazem acordos aí com essa facção náutico em troca dos serviços, né? Da preferência e tal. Algumas famílias entregam mais do que dinheiro, como ele falou. Vai o moleque também.
I still don't see Constantine at your side. I hope he hasn't been the victim of any foul play.
Don't worry. We'll find him in time for departure.
I certainly hope so. Would you be in need of my help in any way?
I've had a word with Lady Fontaine. You must know her. That rich family that lives near the docks. She told me a strange story about her son who was a cabin boy on our ship. She said that he was taken when he was a child, due to some contract with the Nauts.
Who was a cabin boy? Do you mean he's no longer one?
They took him back to bring him home.
Well, that is very unpleasant news, de Sade. We need to do all we can to bring the boy back to his ship. Since time immemorial, there's always been a certain price to pay for the services of the Nauts. Children born on their ships belong to them. It's the rule of the sea. But certain contracts are so important that they also require children to be offered in exchange. From time to time, the congregation has passed such accord, and certain noble families had to give their children up.
Are you telling me that the Fontaines lost their son in an agreement signed between my uncle and the Nauts?
No. That pact ended a long time ago. This cabin boy couldn't have been a part of that contract. But Sir Fontaine has made a fortune trading with the Alliance, via ships.
Do you mean he would have offered up his own son in exchange for wealth?
Well, he probably did it before the birth of the child, and regretted it afterwards. But that is of little importance. What counts most is that you bring the boy back to the Nauts as quickly as possible. Breaking a contract with the seafarers has always cost us dearly. Our nation could feel it in its coffers.
I will do my best.
A father selling his own son for a few boat rides. For ugly, that is ugly.
Lady Fontaine didn't seem to have any knowledge of that detail. That could be of use to us.
Então, é aquele esquema, né? O cara fez o contrato para poder usufruir dos serviços, né? Fazer o comércio usando os navios. E se arrependeu, aí tá tendo que pegar o moleque de volta. Então tem duas formas, tem dois lugares, né? Vamos aqui. Dá pra falar aqui de volta com a mãe dele. Na real tem como, nem precisa falar com ela. Já tô ligado, quer ver? Vamos lá. Tem como descobrir onde é que tá onde é que ele tá preso. Sem precisar trocar ideia com ela, também não vai falar nada, provavelmente, né? Cadê a cara ali? Entrando. Eu fiquei preso. Vai. Olha lá, já tá até brilhando aqui. Bilhete para ali, se você quiser. Armazéns que temos no canal. Então tá bem na cara aqui.
This document mentions another property. A warehouse.
That would be a great place to hide. Shall we take a peek?
Vamos lá, vamos lá. Aqui. Tô na frente do armazém, na verdade são dois, né? Vamos entrar nesse aqui primeiro.
Here we are. Be careful. Fontaine won't be alone. He'll have his henchmen with him.
Let's just try to remain discreet.
Vamos por baixo. Se for pra poder manter alguém preso, tem que ser embaixo. Numa dungeon. Casa da família Fontaine. Tem nada aqui.
Lady de Sade, what are you doing here?
I have come looking for your son. The Nauts are worried about his disappearance.
Those Nauts took him from us, but now we've got him back, and he'll be staying with us.
Would you be so kind as to hear what I have to say, Sir Fontaine?
Vamos tentar o carisma aqui pra ver.
You've taken your son against his will and have locked him up like merchandise in a warehouse. Is that what you call being a good father?
If I hadn't taken him back, he would have been hauled off on one of the cursed ships.
If that's what he wants, then why would you want to stop him?
For his mother. She misses him so. But in the end, you may be right. My boy has changed. He hasn't spoken a word to me since we've been in this precarious predicament. Very well. Take the key and take him away. Cursed be the day I delivered my son unto the Nauts.
All children leave the nest one day or another, sir. Farewell.
Deu certo o carisma. Acredito que se falhar o carisma, sobra só ameaçar. A pancada, da porrada. Ainda bem que não chegou nesse nível. Ele não vai estar aqui, mas vamos dar uma olhadinha pra ver se não tem nada. Não. Ali.
Locked.
Ah, sim. Não vou usar a gazua, porque não tem, eu nem coloquei ponto de gazua. Olha ele aí.
Who are you?
My name is de Sade. I'm legate of the congregation. Your captain has sent me to find you.
And were you able to convince My father to allow me to go free?
Yes. Even if I had to bend his arm a little.
That doesn't surprise me. He seemed to have no intention of changing his mind. I feel more sorry for my mother. She seems so sweet and happy to see me.
You don't seem to be all that close to your parents.
I hadn't seen them since I was 5 years old. I barely remember them. They find me, capture me, and lock me up in this warehouse. Hard to grow close after all that. My family is the Naughts. I am sorry for my parents, but that is the way of it now. Can I go home?
Yes. You should still go and say farewell to your mother. Then find your way to your ship. I will see you there.
Ok, foi, concluiu. Só que o Focus, acho que é Focus. Esqueci o nome do desenvolvedor. Rapaz, você devia ter arrumado um cara melhor pra dublar esse rapaz aí, porque pelo amor de Deus, hein? Ó, destruir ciência 1 e fórmula alquímica de dano elemental. Eu posso destruir a parede, né? Eu tenho a fórmula química. Não, volta. Eu tenho a fórmula química. Vamos destruir só pra zoeira. Ah, não pode? Ai, toma no meio do seu toba. Tá faltando algum ingrediente, então. Opa! Aqui. Ah, eu não tenho gazua pra poder abrir essa porcaria. Beleza. Deve ser pelo lado de fora. Se por um acaso der algum problema, né? Vamos voltar lá com o Capitão Vasco.
Madam, you still haven't found your cousin. As you well know, we
Have no fear.
My cabin boy, Jonas, is back on ship. I have you to thank, I imagine.
You do. It's a rather sad affair, and though solved, leaves a broken family behind.
All we can do is plot a course. No one tells the wind what to do. I do thank you. I didn't think you'd go to so much trouble for a cabin boy. Your actions bring you honor.
Be back soon, Captain.
Beleza, mas eu queria ganhar uma grana, né? Queria ganhar uma grana. Eu trouxe o moleque de volta. Deu level up aqui. 67 de grana só. Pelo amor de Deus, cara. Precisando de 200. Gibão bordado. Borragem. Beleza, então fechou a missão do Jonas aí, missão secundária. Não aparece em lugar nenhum, né, isso aqui, cara. É apenas missões concluídas. Tipo, só some e tal. Pelo menos eu não achei aqui. Aonde fica missões concluídas. Eu acho que nem tem, não. Então ficou a missão das mercadorias. E a gente tem que achar o Constantin, que é o primo, né? É o primo, tem que achar o primo. Vamos fazer isso no próximo vídeo. A gente vai atrás dele. Já deixa marcado aqui. No minimapa aqui. Embaixada da Aliança Erudita. Não. Ok, esses aqui são os 2 objetivos da missão lá. Eles vão entregar 2 quests também. E aí, ó, localize Constantin. Aqui. É um dos objetivos. A gente faz isso no próximo vídeo. Naquele esquema. Dá sempre uma olhadinha na descrição do vídeo, com os links feras lá pra poder dar uma força pro canal. E na seção de comentários. Um abração, falou, tchau.